Hey everyone, it's Hannah the Geek Witch, and please excuse this. I've had a very crappy couple of days. Just as a very brief update, this is not me looking for pity, I promise, but I found out yesterday that my work contract ends December the 1st. I've had this job for about 3 years, so that's going to be a bit of a major change for me going forwards, but c'est la vie. All I want to do today, actually, is not think about it and talk a little bit about the decks I own. I don't own anywhere near as many as a lot of you seem to, but as I'm sort of half... I do a lot of... put that down before I give you spoilers. I do a lot of research into witchy stuff, but I'm also learning tarot. So I follow both communities on YouTube, so I thought it would be nice to sort of just show you what I got. I have 4 tarot decks, 1 Lenormand and 1 Oracle. Tarot is my number 1 love, and as that's what I'm learning first, that's where I've kind of lent to, though I've only bought 2 of these decks for myself, so I am going to start with the non-tarot decks, and then I'll get into the tarot decks. So the first one I would like to show you is the one I was just wafting around, is the, get to the middle, the Fairy Tale Lenormand. Lenormand, I can speak. This one was the deck that Arwen Lynch put out with Lisa Hunt. I love this, it's so cute. I have, the only issue I had with this one was it arrived a little bit dented, but it's a shame, but it's not the end of the world, you know? The cards are absolutely perfect, so it's fine. It comes with a cute little book. So this is Arwen's work. It's printed by US Games. So it's just got, you know, little bits and bobs. It's a small bite book, but it tells you a little bit about each card, and I think it's got a little bit about spreads in the back and things like that. So it's nice. It's a good little book. I have quite big hands. But yes, it's about, well, anyway, and the deck is, this is the card back. It does have a little copyright symbol down there, which I always found a bit meh, but the deck itself is really cute. I've never been a big fan of the cardstock either. It's a bit on the flimsy side, but it's okay. A little bit shiny, but it's fine, honestly. I absolutely love fairy tales. If I can get that in place. Here we go. I won't show you the whole thing right now, but it's all lovely imagery inspired by different fairy tales, like you've got Aladdin. I can see it in the video. Nope. Maybe you can. Little cottages, and it's tower. That one's actually Rapunzel. I love things like this. There we are. But it's really cute. I've not really learnt much with it yet, because I've been focused on tarot. But this will be a little something for me to dip my toes into a different system when I feel ready to. I love Arwen, and I just wanted to support her when I heard she was putting this deck out there. I'm not sure if she's put out anything out since then, but I was very happy to pick this one up. I picked this up about a year or 2 ago now, or whenever it released. I think it says on the back 2016, so yeah, a year or 2 ago. And then I'll go over my Oracle deck. So the first Oracle deck I ever picked up, I decided as I was beginning my studies and I was looking into Druidry at first, and it never really clicked with me, but I picked up the Druid Animal Oracle by Philip and Stephanie Cargom, who I believe, I think Philip Cargom was the leader of the Order of Bards and Ovates and Druids in Britain, possibly. I don't entirely recall, but illustrated by Bill Worthington, who I think has done quite a few Celtic-inspired decks in oracles and tarot, maybe even Lenormand as well. So, I've got this. It did come with a little cloth. No idea where that's got to. I did have something wrapped up in it. Don't remember what now, but it's somewhere in my bedroom. This one actually comes with a lovely book, which is a nice hardback, and it's got, which you can see, quite a bit bigger than the Lenormand book, but it's got all sorts on the cards and different spreads. So if I wanted to blah 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 blah. Here's one. So if I wanted to look at the blackbird, it's got a little bit of folklore, a little bit on the card, and it's got all of this information. It's a really, really nice book, and I do use the books because I'm still learning, and I'm still kind of getting to grips with trusting my intuition, so I do need the books, and they're very good. The cardstock is lovely. It's about as flimsy as the US Games one. This one was Connections Publishing, I guess. I don't know them. But I suppose it's about the same as the Lenormand deck, but I've always felt like this was pretty sturdy. I'm not sure the difference, but as you can see, it's a massive motherfucker. Lovely little otter. He's a cutie. My husband absolutely adores otters, so I see them a lot. But yeah, so this one's very hard to shuffle. I always find it awkward. I'm not a great shuffler anyway, but yeah. Oh, some of these have got upside down. I don't like to do reversals if I can help it. I love the bear. Look at the bear. But yeah, so this has a lovely sort of Celtic inspired, it's a dog, Celtic inspired, very seasonal imagery as well. If you notice around the borders, we've got sort of autumnal, there's an upside down crane. Hang on, these are all upside down again. I must have been playing around with reversals. So what we got? That one. Got a nice horse. Here. Water dragon's a little bit different, see, because it doesn't have the seasonal, but it's got lovely. I really like the borders on these. They're just really awkward to shuffle with, is all. And I've never really had much of an intuition sort of connection with these, which isn't ideal for me, but I still love them. So I'm still on the hunt for a decent Oracle deck. Though obviously with my news yesterday, I'm putting things like that on hold. I do actually have a tarot deck on the way. I was a little bit naughty when I got paid and I picked up a tarot deck, but that's my last one for a little bit because, oh boy, am I going to be saving for a while. So yeah, oh, it's a kitty and a wolfie. Yeah. So they're very nice. Yeah, a lot of these are upside down. Fox. Anyway, I'm rambling. That is the Druid Animal Oracle. That is the one Oracle deck I own. I love it, but I don't really use it right now. For the same reason I don't really use the Lenormand, I'm trying to learn the Tarot. It does also come with a few blanks. I've never quite known what they're for, but again, I'm new to all this. Okay. I didn't actually have these in the box for a while, because it's a slip thing, like that. And it goes a bit awkward. It was a little easier when it had the cloth with them, but I feel like that's going to slip out. Anyway, I will then go on to my first tarot deck, which, as this one is the Radiant Rider-Waite in a tin. This tin is not damaged, so that's nice. I think I paid about £10 for this. It was really cheap. And this one's US Games as well. I picked this one up because I thought it might be nice while I'm learning tarot, because I'm starting obviously with the Rider-Waite system, to have at least one Rider-Waite art deck. So I think Arwen Lynch, again, she recommended this one because it's a lot more colourful. So, and that one just comes with a basic little white book, which doesn't have too much information, so I don't really worry about it. So this one has card backs, same as the Lenormand. Actually, the cardstock on these isn't too bad. It's fine. But yeah, it's Rider-Waite, but more colourful. Let's cover my horrible face. There we go. So it's just nice and bright. So I just find this a little bit easier to read with. But it's still got the symbology you'd expect from a Rider-Waite deck. So I can use this just to help me sort of, if I'm looking at a different deck that's a Rider-Waite base deck, I can compare it with something like this. But it's a little bit brighter. I think I've never really connected with it though. Like, it's very traditional and medieval and stuff, you know. I think there's stuff to be read in there. I will get used to this camera thing eventually. That way. That's where the camera is. It's readable, but there's a lot I don't get yet. So yeah, you've all seen this. I won't go on. So I don't use it too much, but I think it's nice to have something to refer to while I'm looking at other things. And then okay, this one. I got this one as a gift from a friend, the Tarot Mucha. I received this as a Christmas gift from a very dear friend of mine last Christmas. Oh, it's so pretty. This one is a Lo Scarabeo deck, and it is beautiful. So this one comes with a little book, a little bit bigger than the usual ones. This one's actually in colour, but it doesn't have too much information, and I found a lot of the information in here is a little bit different to... It does also have a little bit in, I assume, Italian? No, that's German. But yeah, the information is slightly different to what I have in my books, so I'm just sort of popping that aside because it's confusing to a newbie. Okay, so this one, I absolutely adore the art. It's so pretty. It's very glossy, but I actually quite like that because I find it easier to shuffle. because they just sort of slide. They do slip out a lot, but I don't mind it too much. But oh my gosh, guys, let me see if I can find somebody. Okay. So we got like the Knight of Pentacles, and then we got Her Majesty the Queen of Swords. I have a feeling these might be somewhat in order, I'm not sure. Oh, look at it, look at that. I just love the art on that so much. It's very, very vibrant, and there's a lot going on there, so there's a lot of symbology to read with. Oh, look at the Hanged Man. I love him. Sorry about the light, because again, cards are quite glossy. He looks so at peace. I love that card. Love the little archway in the background there, and the hand holding the pentacle. And then there's the Chariot. Kind of wigs me out a little bit. Looks like women, but sphinxes. It's creepy. I suppose that's normal, I don't know. Tower. I always like, the card I always like to look at is the Hermit, and I've plopped him away. So I'll just find him. Oh. World. Love her, love her. See, this is why it's nice when they're glossy. You can easily find. Seven of Pentacles. Oh. King of Cups. Very Poseidon vibes. Love it. But yeah. So yeah, the Taramucha is one that I'm playing with. Oh, the Death card. Feeling a bit of this right now. Because it's so readable. Here's our Hermit. Look at her. So absolutely stunning. But yeah, so that one was a gift from a friend, which it's not my go-to deck, but I have started using it a little bit, and it's lovely, and I don't mind the gloss too much, so I like that. I will talk about another one, which is actually, it's not the oldest deck I own, but this one was also a gift from a friend, the Oracle Tarot, which for a little while, when I was sort of in my break, I wasn't sure what it was, and for some reason I didn't get this out of the box like I did with the others. That's got something in it. God damn it. Sorry. This one is a really strange deck, and I'm not sure what to think about it. I know this was a gift from a friend when I was in my teens, and it's not, I like the art, so this is the book it comes with, it's sort of just, you know, basic information, talks about how to care for your cards, and it explains, so this is one of those decks that changes cards around, and I believe it's actually got a couple of additional cards. What do we have? So the Major Arcana, it's, cover my face. Number 6 is Tradition. The Fool is actually number 1. So then the World is 22. We got Justice, the Hermit, Strength, 14 is change, so if the Fool is 1, 14 is change, thus death. Death is just change. I don't like that. 16 is bondage, which is obviously the devil. The Tower is still the same. The star, the moon, the sun, judgment, the world. And then you've got your suits and no court cards. So it's not one I've ever used, and I mean I might one day. It's got some, you know, spreads, basic spreads. That won't focus because my camera is awful. And that just explains some information. I think, does it have the suits before the... It's got the suits before the Arcana, the Major Arcana, which is really weird to me as well. Yeah, so it's not one that I've really used much, but that said, it was a gift from a friend. That's the back, which is very pretty. I love the art style, at least. It's very pretty art. So, if nothing else, it's a nice little collector's deck, you know? I just really don't like... I'm not good at this. How it's changed. And also it's another sort of bulky deck, so it's a bit awkward to shuffle with. And I'm not good at shuffling in the first place. And the gloss makes it kind of sticky. So... Opportunity is the Wheel of Fortune, I guess. Or... I don't know. Oh, it's got keywords on the cards as well, which it's kind of useful for learning, but at the same time not, because I find that really distracting. If I'm looking at that and I see the words are telling me what I should feel, which when I'm an intuitive reader, I find that really unhelpful. You know? Like, I mean, looking at this one, unfulfilled... I can't read backwards, sorry. Unfulfilled expectations. Well, I see a pile of cups, so I don't know. That could be any number of things. But you're immediately going to go to those words then. I don't like that. However, you have things like this, which are beautiful. So, yeah, as I say, I wouldn't use this one myself, but it's lovely. 9 of Swords. There's our death card. Just... Ten of Swords. Put down your burden. It's so... It's pretty, but it's not... It isn't me. I like a deck that embraces everything. I don't want a tough love deck, but I also... It's very wishy-washy, you know? I don't like the fact that it's removed the court cards. I feel like it takes away a little bit from what the tarot is, and now I can't get that back in the box because I'm clever. Oh, and that one is by Lifestyles. I don't know. By Lucy Cavendish. Who I think has written a few books, if I remember right. Does it say on here? No. No. But yeah, gift from a friend, so I always keep it and treasure it anyway. It's just not one that I think I would work with. And last but not least, and thank you for sticking with me if you have at this point, because it's getting quite long, but this is the last one. And this one is my first deck. This one I bought from Glastonbury. I remember when I was about, I want to say I was about 14 or 15, I went to Glastonbury with a friend and we stayed overnight somewhere. And there was one little shop and it had so many tarot decks and things. And I picked up the Cosmic Tarot. Now, I don't have a box for this one, but this is my go-to deck. It doesn't shy away from what things are. I mean, look at that Ten of Swords. It's so traumatic. And I do know this deck uses sort of imagery of famous people, like I think Liz Taylor and people like that maybe. I couldn't tell you who is who. You might notice some. There's a little nip slip. Oh, it's so beautiful. There you go. She's a familiar face. It's a little bit, face that towards the camera, girl. It can be a little bit too new agey for me sometimes, but it's so readable. You can see so much imagery in the background and in how they're dressed and the colours used. It's absolutely lovely. This is by far probably my favourite deck I own. Find you the Lovers. Here it uses yin yang, and we got familiar sight, the Wheel of Fortune. The Magician. It's very, very cosmic. Love him. Justice. And who else we got? Yes. The Fool. This is my Fool. Because, obviously, again, it's the first deck I owned, and this is the one I learned how to read with. Judgment. It's full on Judgment there with the horns and things. And I also like how they incorporate astrological symbols and alchemical symbols and all sorts of things. The Eight of Wands, a little lightning coming out of the staves. The Moon. Ooh, actually, I do tell one lie. I backed a deck on Kickstarter called the Major Arcana. Currently, it is just the Major Arcana. I'll just find you my Hermit. Ooh, I always like to look at the Tower as well. Here he is. See, he makes me think of a very wise man that you would go to seek enlightenment. That's the kind of vibe I get from him. Very meditative, guru kind of guy. I love him. So yeah. And these ones I just keep in this velvet pouch, which is old and slightly ripped, but it still works, and I keep it in there. It's a little velvet pouch which I picked up when I got the deck, so that would also have been from Glastonbury, and I have not been back to Glastonbury since I was about 16, 17, so I miss that place so much. Oh, Glastonbury and like Cornwall, my places. So anyway, that will be it for now. I will pop a link to the Major Arcana in the link below. I think the Kickstarter might have finished by now, but I do believe it's successful. Oh, it's so cute though. It's the creators are two people who suffer with DID, which is dissociative identity disorder. So they are two personalities in the same body. But they seem so sweet, and they have done this deck which is all doggies It's people's dogs, so there's service dogs, pet dogs, emotional support dogs, and a lot of the money will go towards service dogs. So it's for a good cause. It's the Major Arcana, and I believe they will be doing the minors at a later point as well, but I had to support that. So yes, I have that on the way, and Geek Girl Does Tarot. I'm blaming you for my Everyday Witch purchase, but they are the last two I am purchasing for a long time because, yeah, circumstances dictate other things. So, this is my decks. I hope you love them. Comment below if there's any of these you have, or if there's any that you want to. Should probably add this one to my little pile. If there's any you want to use, or maybe if you want me to do a proper walkthrough of any of them, I can do the down camera thing on my little scarf and we can flip through them together, and I'll just show you what's what in them if you're interested. But that's what I got, that's what I use, and I hope you have a lovely day. So, many blessings and be kind. Bye.